Welcome again, everybody, to Yoga for Stress Relief. For those who don't know me, I'm Karin from Karinyogalife, and I am a certified yoga instructor. I'm based in Kingston, Jamaica, and I specialize in working with women over 40 or women with any type of joint pain. But I tend to teach lots of beginners. I teach lots of different types of people. That's just my area of expertise. I've done specialized training in yoga for arthritis and the joint pain population. So I love to teach gentle yoga. That's what this class will be. It will be gentle yoga for stress relief. I am focusing on stress and anxiety I have been focusing on this topic for a couple weeks because I find, especially over the holidays and especially as we get older, a lot of people tend to experience higher levels of stress and anxiety. And we really need tools to help us to manage, to help us to relieve our stress and anxiety. So my goal really for this session is to just share with you a few tools that we have at our disposal in yoga to help us to manage our stress and anxiety. So as always, please be really mindful of how you're feeling. It will be a gentle class, but if something is not feeling good, please modify it for yourself, or please just don't do it. So if you have a back issue and something I'm doing does not agree with what you are supposed to be doing or not supposed to be doing, please feel free to skip it, don't do it. And as I said, if it hurts, don't do it. Of course, if you need to rest at any point, you can always come to any resting pose, lying on your back, or any position that's restful for you. Please feel free to rest when you need to. Especially if you are a beginner, if you have injuries and you know you need to take it easy with yourself, please do just take it easy with yourself. So I think that is all I have to say to get started. As I said, we are going to start on our backs, and if you haven't grabbed your props, you can grab a blanket or a cushion to have handy in case you need it. So we are going to start on our back in a reclined position. So you can just have the feet flat on the floor, the knees bent. You're going to have your arms down by your side. The head is looking straight up. Chin may be slightly tucked in to allow the back of the neck to relax. And bring the shoulders down and away from the ears. So a lot of us hunch up our shoulders when we're stressed. We want to just be aware of our shoulders, being relaxed. So maybe being aware of the shoulder blades on the floor. And then closing the eyes. And just allow yourself to settle in to the floor, settle in to the mat, coming into the present. Just allowing yourself to be present. Maybe this is the first time for a couple weeks that you've just had a moment to yourself. Just allow yourself to be present to yourself. And then taking a moment to just scan your body. Scan your body from head to toe. Noticing if you're holding any tightness or tension anywhere. Maybe your face is tense, or your shoulders, or maybe your back is tense. Or wherever it is, if you notice that you're holding any tension, just allow it to relax. A lot of times we're holding tension in our bodies and we don't even realize it until we bring awareness to that part of the body. So just take a moment to bring awareness to all parts of the body and notice if you are holding any tension. And then we're going to bring our awareness to our breath. So just starting to notice the breath, not changing anything, just noticing The air flowing in and out of the nose. In yoga, we breathe mainly in and out of the nose. So just noticing the breath, noticing what part of the body is moving as you breathe. Is your belly moving, or is the movement more in the upper chest? So when we're in states of stress and anxiety, a lot of times we tend to breathe more shallowly. We breathe more up in the upper parts of the chest. So we want to focus on deepening the breath, taking the breath down into the belly, doing deep belly breathing. So we're just going to focus now on breathing into the belly. If it helps you, you can place both hands on your belly to just being aware of the belly moving. So breathing into the belly, allowing the belly to rise as you inhale, and softening as you exhale. So we're just being present with our belly breathing. So breathing into the belly, allowing the belly to rise as you inhale, and soften as you exhale. So just continuing to breathe like this, not changing anything other than breathing into the belly. And then we can gently, slowly start to deepen the breath. So we're gradually going to deepen the inhale and deepen the exhale. So we're just deepening the in-breath and deepening the out-breath. So just slowing the breath down. Just gradually slowing the breath down. And then once you're comfortable breathing slow, deep breaths, you can focus on just letting your exhale be a little longer than your inhale. So we're just lengthening the exhale even more. So don't overthink it. Just lengthen your exhale a little more than your inhale. And if you can't do that, or if that's confusing to you, just stick to long, deep inhales and exhales. We're going to stay with this for another minute or so. So just continue. Deep breaths, maybe with a focus on lengthening the exhale. then you can just come back to your normal breathing. Just breathe normally. Maybe observing how you feel now after a minute or two of deep breathing. So we know that even a minute or two of deep breathing can help us to relax, slow down our nervous system, help us to manage our stress and anxiety. So this deep breathing practice is super simple, but super effective at helping us to manage our stress and anxiety. All right, from here, you can keep your eyes closed if you like, or you can open them. We're just going to bring our hands down by our side, palms flat on the floor, and bring the knees to parallel, bring the feet to parallel, check in with the head, make sure the chin is slightly tucked in. If it's uncomfortable, you can have something under the head. We're just going to start moving the arms, coordinating with our breath. So we're going to start our inhale, and then we're just going to lift our hands up to the sky, taking them overhead. So we're taking our hands back behind us, so the palms, the back of the hands moving towards the floor. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. And then on our exhale, bring the hands back down by your side, slowly as if you're moving the hands or the arms through water. So we're coordinating the breath with our movement. Inhaling, taking the arms up, overhead. See if you can keep the arms moving for the whole length of your inhale. Don't worry if they touch the ground or not, but just observe how the shoulders feel. Exhale, hands back down. So we're just going to do this a few more times at your own pace. So just breathe at your own pace. On your inhale, the arms come up. And on the exhale, the arms come down. Maybe notice how the upper back feels. I'm going to do it 2 more times. And then the next time your arms are overhead, we're going to leave them overhead. And if the hands don't touch the floor, the elbows don't touch the floor, you can bend the elbows, allowing the whole arm to be on the floor. So you want your entire arm on the floor, the shoulders, the elbows, the hands, the fingers. If you have tight shoulders, you might feel a little gentle stretch in the shoulders, which is okay. Little gentle stretch is okay. So we're just staying here now for a breath or two, just letting the upper body open, the chest, the shoulders. Just noticing how it feels to be in this position. And then take your time, just open the feet a little wider. So we're just going to walk the feet out a little wider. So maybe they're as wide as the mat, or even maybe a little wider than your mat. We're going to start moving the legs now. So we're going to start slowly inhaling here, and then just exhale the knees down to the right. So they don't have to get anywhere. They don't have to reach the floor. We're just allowing the knees to move to the right. Might start to feel a gentle stretch somewhere. We're going to move with it. So we're going to inhale the knees back to center. Exhale the knees to the left. So we're inhaling the knees center. Exhaling the knees right. Inhaling the knees center. Exhaling the knees left. So just move with your own breath. Don't have to move with me. Just go at your own pace, allowing the knees to move towards the floor. The thighs move towards the floor. Notice wherever you feel any sensation. So maybe you feel something in the quads or the hips or the lower back or the shoulders. Maybe you feel something everywhere. No worries. Just keep going. And we're going to add the head now. So as you move your knees, when you move your knees to the left, you can turn the head to the right and then bring it back to center. As you move your knees to the right, you can turn your head to the left and then bring it back to center. If it doesn't feel good on the neck, just skip it. Or if it feels unpleasant in any way, just skip it. We're just moving the body gently, becoming aware of how it's feeling. And then you can feel free to pause on one side. So once you get to one side, if you want to just stop for a few breaths and pause there and see how it feels, that's perfectly fine. If you don't want to pause, you don't have to. It's a deep stretch, a gentle twist for the whole body. Great for the back, the shoulders, the legs. So we know that gentle movement can help to calm anxious thoughts, gets us out of our head, into our bodies. So let's do one more each side. This is actually something nice to do as you wake up in the morning. But just remember, you generally are a little tighter and stiffer in the morning, so move slowly. So coming back to center, we're going to bring the hands back down by your side, walk the feet back in together, and then bringing the knees one at a time into the chest, holding on maybe to the knees, the shins, or the back of the legs, wherever you can reach. And be whatever movement feels good to you here. So you can rock side to side. You can circle the knees around in one direction, just being mindful of how the lower back feels. Just gentle movement here again. Just warming up the lower back. And then coming back to center. We're going to turn over onto our right side. Take our time, slowly press up, coming up to a seated position. And I'm going to grab my blankets so I can sit up on them to elevate my hips. Please feel free to do the same. So if you have tight hips, it's really much more comfortable to have the hips elevated. So you can have the ankles crossed. You can be in a diamond shape like this if this feels better. You can have the shins crossed, but you want to be sitting up tall, gently pulling the belly in, relaxing the shoulders, bringing the fingertips to the floor. So think of having a nice long spine, lengthening up through the crown of the head. So rooting down into the floor, the hips, but lifting up, lengthening. Think of creating space, a little bit more space between each vertebra. All right, from here, let's turn the palms up. And we're going to inhale, reach the arms all the way up, stretching the hands, stretching the fingers. And on your exhale, we're going to move to the left, just bringing the left hand to the floor, reaching up and over. Little side bend here, pulling the belly in. Let's just stay here for a breath, noticing how it feels. Good. On your inhale, coming up to center, nice long spine. On your exhale, moving over to the other side, reaching up and over, stretching those big side body muscles. We're gonna move with it, inhaling up, exhaling side. Good, let's keep going. Inhaling up, center, exhaling to the side. So just keep going, moving with your own breath at your own pace. Again, you don't have to follow me. You can go slower or faster. We're just waking up those side body muscles, stretching out all those big muscles in the lower back. Let's do one more each side. And see, hopefully we're getting a little looser as we move, warming up the body. We're gonna meet in the center. Let's bring the palms together. Let's look up at our hands, look up at the thumbs. Take a breath here. And then on our exhale, just bring the hands down in front of the heart center. Again, lengthening the spine, being aware of the belly, gently engaging the core. Good. All right. On your next inhale, we're going to take the arms up again, reach them up, and we're going to take it into a twist. So we're going to turn to the left, take the torso to the left, bring one hand behind you, the other hand onto the outside of the thigh. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, just twisting to the left, looking over the shoulder. It's not a big movement. We're just gently twisting to the left. Let's take one more breath here. And then inhale, coming up to center, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twisting to the right. So we're looking over that right shoulder and think of twisting from the base of the spine. The head just follows. We're gonna move with it. Inhaling center, exhaling twist. Inhaling center, exhaling twist. Inhaling center, exhale twist. Let's do one more. Inhale center, exhale twist. Inhale center. And let's bring the hands together again, looking at the thumbs. Exhaling, bringing the hands down the center line. And just taking a moment to pause, see how we feel. Good. All right, let's stretch the arms out to the side now. Turn the palms to face forward. So we're gonna inhale, take the hands back. Lift the chest a little bit. So again, we're creating a sensation of openness, opening to all the possibilities of the new year. And on your exhale, we're gonna wrap the arms around us. So give ourselves a big hug. So if you can get the hands right behind you, get the hands behind you. I'm not doing that because I don't want to muffle my mic. But really give yourself a big hug and breathe into the shoulder blades. See how the shoulders are feeling. Feel free to close the eyes and really engage with the breath moving in the chest, expanding the torso. Tell yourself something nice, something wonderful, how special you are, how this is going to be a great year, come what may. And then on your inhale, open the arms up again, take them back behind you, lift the chest, really stretch the arms, open the shoulders. Exhale, bringing the hands again, one on top of the other, giving yourself a big hug. Breathing into the shoulder blades, breathing into the shoulders. Again, a lot of us hold our stress and tension in our shoulders. Let's do one more breath. Good. All right, release the hands. You can stretch out the hands in front. And we're just gonna warm up the wrists. So just circling the hands around in one direction and circle them around the other direction. Good. And then bring them back down by your side. Stretch out the legs for a little bit. Shake them out if you need to. Kind of sitting for a little bit. All right. And then we're going to cross the ankles and come up onto hands and knees. So if you have sensitive knees, you want something underneath your knees, please put a cushion or a blanket or something under the knees so that it's comfortable for you. We're coming into our tabletop position. The hands are right underneath the shoulders, spreading the fingers, the knees right underneath the hips, feet flat on the floor. Pressing the floor away, engaging those shoulders, pulling the belly in. We're going to continue now to work with our back. So we're going to inhale, drop the belly, bring the chest forward, taking the butt up, arching up. Exhale, rounding the spine, pulling the belly in, dropping the head. Again, if this doesn't work for your back, just modify it as you need to. Inhale, arching, doing our cat-cow. Exhale, rounding, pushing the floor away, pulling the belly in. And just moving with your own breath. Inhale, arching up. Exhale, rounding. Continuing to move with your breath. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. Let's do one more. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. Coming back to center. We're going to bring the toes together, open up the knees, and come into our first child's pose. We just take the hips back towards the feet. Walk the hands out in front of you. Allow the elbows to rest on the floor. Allow the head to come to the floor. If the head doesn't reach the floor, you can make a pillow with the hands. You can have a cushion under the forehead or a blanket. But you want your head supported. Gently opening up the hips, breathing now into the back body. So we're just taking a few long, deep breaths here. Just focusing on the breath, imagining the whole back body moving as you breathe. So child's pose is another pose that helps us to relax, slow down, surrender, accept. Let's do one more breath here. And then taking your time, just coming back up onto the hands and knees, bringing the knees back together. We're going to make our way down onto the floor, onto our belly. So you can just walk your hands out, let the hips come down to the floor, and keep the hands underneath your shoulders. So our hands are right under the shoulders. We're going to stretch the legs out behind you. The forehead is on the mat. We're preparing for our cobra sequence. So it's another sequence of back bends. Elbows into the body. Think of pressing the pelvis down into the floor. And we're just going to slowly peel ourselves off the floor. So as you inhale, just press the pelvis down, lifting head, neck, and shoulders off the floor. Any amount, doesn't have to be high. Exhale, coming back down to the floor. So we're going to just go at your own pace a few more times. Inhale, coming up, peeling yourself off the floor. Exhale, down. So rather than thinking about heights, just think about lengthening the spine. Inhale, peeling yourself off the floor. Pelvis stays on the floor. Exhale, down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, slowly down. Last time. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, slowly down. And this time, come all the way down. You can make a pillow for your forehead with your hands and just rest here, releasing all tension. You can shake the hips if you like. Whatever feels good to you here. This is actually called crocodile pose. You can just come to stillness. And again, we're going to focus here on breathing into the belly. So breathe into the belly so you can feel your belly pressing against the floor. So focusing on long, deep belly breathing into the belly. Let's do one more breath. And then we're going to bring our hands back underneath the shoulders, press back into child's pose. This time you can keep the knees together. We're not going to be here long. We're just pressing back. You can actually use your hands to really press the hips back. Doesn't matter how far you go. And then you can bring the head to the floor. You can also bring the hands down by your side. And just rest in child's pose for a few breaths, allowing the shoulders to really relax here. Just let them drape down to the floor. And then bringing the hands back to the floor, pressing yourself up. Let's come up to a sitting position. We're going to just take the legs around in front of us, stretching the legs out, coming into soft pose. So stretch the legs out. We're going to bring the thighs more or less together, flex the feet, nice tall spine. You can just rest the hands on your thighs. We're going to flex the feet, so we're stretching the backs of the legs now, toes pointing up. Let's just take a moment, maybe just stretch the toes even, spread out the toes, maybe wiggle the toes around. Just look and enjoy our toes. Why not? Like little kids, right? Like we just discovered we have toes. Like, oh wow, we can move our toes. How fun. Why not? All right, let's point the feet now. So we're going to stretch the tops of the feet, really pressing the feet down to the floor. Good. And then flex them again. Let's bring the hands to the floor. Inhale, lengthen, reach the arms up. And we're just going to slowly tilt forward from our waist and just bring your hands down anywhere they reach. So maybe some people can reach the feet, some people reach ankles, some people reach shins, but just keep the chest lifted, keep the spine long. We're just stretching the back. If this is super uncomfortable, you can bend the knees a little bit, but if it's okay, we can just stay here, lengthening the spine, stretching the back. Let's take it one more breath. It's really not about how far you go. It's one of the key things at least I teach in my yoga classes. Let's try and detach from where we think we should be at any given time. It's a life lesson for me. Don't have to be any particular place in our life at any particular time. Just we are where we are. All right, let's walk the hands back a bit, coming back up to center. And then from here, we're gonna slowly make our way onto our back, so you can bend the elbows, take your time, and again, hug the knees into the chest. And this time we're gonna stretch out the right leg, keep the left knee into the chest, flexing both feet, hugging that left knee in, pressing the right thigh down. And then from here, we're gonna take the right hand across the left knee, open the left arm to the floor, and then come into another gentle twist. So inhale as you move, and then exhale, take the left knee across the body to the right. And it helps if you have something to rest that knee on, or you can just catch that left foot on your leg, or you can have the foot or the knee resting on a blanket, a cushion, a pillow. You want to keep that left arm relaxed. Maybe you turn your head to the left, maybe you don't. And then we're going to just stay here for about a minute. So close your eyes. Feel free to let go of that knee and just let both arms relax on the floor. But again, it helps if that top leg is supported. And bring your awareness back to the breath if it's not there. Just slowing down the breath now, really slowing down the breath. Let's do one more breath here. And then take your time, just rolling over onto your back. Bring both knees in. And we're changing sides, so we're going to stretch out the left leg. Bring the right knee in towards the right chest, the right shoulder. We only have one chest. The right shoulder. Flex both feet. Press the left thigh down. Maybe feeling a gentle stretch in the hips. And stay here for a breath and check out that chin. Make sure it's slightly tucked in. One more breath. And then twisting now to the other side, using the left hand, taking the right knee across the body. And again, it helps to have this foot supported. So let me show you on this side. You can have a blanket or a cushion right underneath that leg. It really helps to get to feel much more restorative. Or you can put it underneath your foot, wherever works for you. The idea here is to keep the shoulders relaxed on the floor. And if that right shoulder starts to pop off the floor, just come out of it a little bit. You want to be relaxed here. Once you're here, close the eyes. Let the arms relax. One more breath here. And then take your time, slowly rolling over onto your back. Bring the knees in. We're going to give ourselves one last hug. So hug the knees in. And then bring the feet to the floor. Stretch the legs out completely now. We're setting up for our final resting pose. So if you need something under the knees to make it more comfortable for you, like so, or if you want something under the head, please feel free to adjust as you need to. Make yourself super comfortable. We're gonna just allow the legs to flop open. Open up the legs, take up lots of space. The arms are down by your side. Close the eyes, shoulders completely relaxed. Coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So just allowing the toes and the feet to relax completely. Allowing the ankles and the calves and the knees to just melt into the floor. Allowing the thighs, the hips to relax and melt into the floor. Allowing all the muscles of the back and the shoulders to release and soften into the floor. The arms relax, the elbows, the forearms, the hands, the fingers. The muscles of the face are relaxed. The eyelids relaxed. The cheeks relaxed. The lips and the jaws relaxed. Just let your whole body now surrender, melt into the floor. Nothing to do for the next few minutes, nowhere to go. This is your time for deep relaxation. We're just going to be here for another few minutes. Just allow yourself to completely relax. You're going to start to wake yourself up now, just wiggling the fingers and the toes, just bringing some gentle movement back to the body, circling the hands and the feet. Just slowly waking yourself back up. As you're ready, you can bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor, and slowly just turn over onto your right side and just stay here for a moment. Just curling up into the fetal position. No rush, just stay there for a moment. And as you're ready, you can stretch out the left leg, use your arms to press yourself back up. Coming back to a seated position. Once you're here, let's close our eyes, rest our hands on our thighs. Let's have the palms open in a gesture of receiving, being open to the beautiful, wonderful, infinite possibilities of a new year. Focusing on our breath, just allowing the breath to continue to be long and deep. Let's bring to mind one thing that we have to be grateful for in this moment. What's one thing we're grateful for right now? Just bring it to mind. No matter what else is going on, let's just focus on gratitude for a moment. And then bringing the hands together, thumbs in front of the heart, bowing our heads, thanking ourselves, thanking you for taking care of yourself, showing up for yoga today. Grateful for this time together, for the practice, and grateful for all the things in our life we have to be grateful for. We end our practice with Namaste. The divine in me honors the divine in you. So namaste. Thank you so much for coming and doing yoga with me today. It's so great to see you all, have you all. Yay. Again, I'm Karin. For those of you who don't know me, I have an online yoga membership called Bloom. I have 2 bloomers here. Yay, Bloom.